Colorado till 9:30 or so last night, so I didn't study.
Okay, it's 4 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call the July 7th meeting of the Salina City Commission to order. Would the clerk please call the roll, please?
Mayor Vanier,
Here.
Commissioner Joka,
Here.
Commissioner Larson,
Here.
Commissioner Peck,
Here.
and Commissioner Perney.
Here.
I invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now I have the Citizens Forum, a time for citizens to come before the Commission to talk about something that is not on the official agenda. Is there anyone here from the public today? Seeing none, we'll go on to awards and proclamations.
Boyer, there she is.
Sorry. The month of July 2008 as Recreation and Parks Month in the City of Salina. Hank Boyer, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board Member, will read the proclamation.
Hi, I'm Hank Boyer, 135 South Bradley Drive. July is Recreation and Parks Month, a proclamation by the National Recreation and Park Association. Public parks and recreation systems are dedicated to enhancing the quality of life for millions of residences and communities around the world through recreation programming, leisure activities, and conservation efforts. Parks, recreation activities, and leisure experiences provide opportunities for young people to live, grow, and develop into contributing members of society, create lifelines and continuous life experiences for older members of the community, generate opportunities for people to come together and experience a sense of community, and pay dividends to communities by attracting business and jobs and increasing housing values. As we observe Recreation and Parks Month, we recognize the vital contributions of employees and volunteers in parks and recreation facilities. These dedicated supporters keep public parks clean and safe for visitors, organize youth activities, provide educational programming on health, nutrition, first aid, and gardening, advocate for more open space and better trails, and fundraise for local improvements. They ensure that parks and recreation facilities are safe and accessible places for all citizens to enjoy. Therefore, with the National Recreation and Park Association, the City of Salina, Kansas does hereby proclaim the month of July as Recreation and Parks Month. We call upon park and recreation supporters to join us in recognizing the importance of our nation's parks and recreation facilities and to learn more about how to support the places that bring our communities a higher quality of life, safer places to play, and healthy alternatives through recreation programming for everyone. We do also resolve that during Recreation and Parks Month, all citizens enjoy what their community has to offer by taking part in their favorite sports, visiting the outdoors, spending time with family and friends, or just relaxing. Signed the 7th day of July, 2008 by John K. Vanier II.
Are there any special activities planned?
Well, we don't have anything special, but we have a lot of activities that go on. We just recently completed our annual Play Day in the Park on July the 4th. And I understand there was about 5,000 hot dogs and 100 watermelons given away, along with popsicles and a few other things, so it was quite a nice crowd there. We'll also be hosting That's Entertainment concerts on Thursday nights at the Eric Stein stage, and I understand that Commissioner Aaron Peck is going to perform on July the 24th with Northcutt. On July the 30th, we're bringing back the Water Carnival that has been absent for a couple of years at the pool, where children 6 through 12 years old get to participate in games and contests from 6:30 to 8:30. We have a lot of other programs that go on, art classes, golf lessons, gymnastics, baseball, softball, and all of our nature center programs. And as we all know, Salina has some of the greatest parks and outdoors in this part of the country, so I hope you all go out and enjoy it.
Great, thank you. I have a signed copy for you. We have no public hearings or items scheduled for a certain time, so we'll go on to the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2008. Item 6.2, award of contract for the arterial street improvements, project number 08-2698 to Carlson Concrete in the amount of $25,933.70. Item 6.3, award of contract for the South 9th Street white topping, project number 08-2696 to Pavers Incorporated in the amount of $274,176.34. Item 6.4, resolution number 08-6533, expressing support for a Safe Routes to School grant application to be prepared and submitted by USD 305.
Are there any items Commissioner would like pulled from the consent agenda? If not, accept a motion.
Reverend Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Passes 5-0. There's no development business. Items of administration.
Item 8.1, second reading, ordinance number 08-10453, amending Chapter 42, Article 14, pertaining to definitions.
Mr. Andrew.
I was hoping this item could be placed on consent, but unfortunately it will have to be considered for second reading. The item in question, we recall at the June 23rd meeting, it was scheduled for second reading. Just prior to that time, we had a contact from a citizen that said that we needed to take a look, that to the best of their knowledge, the state of Kansas did not certify or license massage therapists. They were correct. There are right now 39 states, with Colorado being the most recent, that has a state board or agency that licenses massage therapists. And we were trying to keep it simple by distinguishing therapy from massage parlors by the presence or absence of certified masseuses. We're still proposing to do that in our definition. The item that has changed is that the certifying body for massage therapists are either through a national board exam, which many massage therapists have taken, or also membership in the American Massage Therapy Association. Any of those would allow somebody to hold themselves out to the public as a certified massage therapist. And so the goal was, if massage therapy businesses were to be encouraged in the downtown area as something desirable, then we needed to distinguish that from massage parlors, which are often just considered to be undesirable by many communities and neighborhoods. So the two definitions were reworked to make clear that the certifying body is not the state of Kansas, and we did not attempt to go into it to the level of other communities, but there are communities who, because the state doesn't do that certification, have done it at the local level, and I don't think we necessarily want to go there, so we have done it by the definition approach. The other items that were in that amendment were unchanged, and I'd be open to any questions about the modifications we made to those two definitions.
Questions of staff?
I was just reading the residential design manufactured home considered a single-family dwelling. Is there another definition somewhere that would let someone build an apartment complex using residential modular components that end up with 3 or 4 units in a building?
Not that I am aware of.
Does this prohibit that kind of a structure?
It does not prohibit that, but what this is intended to do is, I guess you'd call mainstreaming the residential design manufactured home. Prior to that definition, if you had a manufactured home, the only place that you could locate that would be in a licensed park. Mm-hmm. And so what this did was say that if you have a manufactured home that meets these requirements of having the double wide with a pitched roof placed on a permanent foundation, you can put that on any residential lot in the community unless you have a subdivision that has covenants that prohibit that. And we do have some subdivisions that have ones that prohibit that. But there are a number of those around town that you'd be hard pressed to know that they are manufactured homes.
Well, and
But it's not this is intended to mainstream those and have them treated the same as any other stick-built home.
Any other questions? Public comment. Bring it back to the commission for action.
Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance number 0810453 on second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance 0810453 on second reading, including sections 42-712.5 and 42-712.6 as modified. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Jelka,
Aye.
Commissioner Larson,
Aye.
Commissioner Peck,
Aye.
Commissioner Perney,
Aye.
Mayor Vanir.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Item 8.2, approval to solicit expression of interest forms for the raw water supply study in the Salina Area Technical School.
Ms. Tasker.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. With respect to the raw water supply study, the raw water supply study has advanced to a point to where it's time to involve the public by selecting an advisory committee. The public notice request for solicitation of expression of interest for the advisory committee will indicate that the City of Salina is seeking volunteers for the Water Supply Water Conservation Advisory Committee. The advisory committee of 10 to 15 members will act as a sounding board for ideas, concepts, and recommendations and provide general guidance regarding the City of Salina's water supply and water conservation measures. With respect to the Salina Area Technical School, USD 305 is working through the process of Salina Area Technical School becoming an independent technical college, which would require the formation of a board of trustees. The board of trustees would include a representative of the City of Salina. The public notice for solicitation of expression of interest for the Salina Area Technical College Board of Trustees would indicate that the City of Salina is seeking a representative to serve on the Salina Area Technical School Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees will consist of 9 members with representatives from manufacturing, services, healthcare, USD 305, City of Salina, Saline County, the Chamber of Commerce, and 2 members at large from the 6-county core service area of the Technical College. In both cases, it's recommended that the Citizens Board and Commission expression of interest form be utilized to identify the potential members. The expression of interest forms will be accepted through July 28, 2008 at the City Clerk's office. This would allow City Commission to select the members at the August 4th City Commission meeting. As you may recall, the expression of interest form was utilized for the comprehensive plan committees. It would be that similar process. There are no additional physical impacts associated with this item. Funding for the Water Supply, Water Conservation Advisory Committee was included in the raw water supply study agreement with HDR Engineering Incorporated. Staff offers the following alternatives for the City Commission. Approve the public notice request for solicitation of expression of interest for the Water Supply, Water Conservation Advisory Committee. Approve the public notice request for solicitation of expression of interest for the Salina Area Technical College Board of Trustees, or as an alternative, the City Commission may choose to select some other type of process for selection of these members. At this time, I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Questions of staff?
How long are these terms for?
The term for the raw water supply study will be roughly about a year until we complete the study, probably August through March, actually less than a year to complete that. As far as the Salina Area Technical School, I was not provided that information. I'm going to look at Jason.
Yeah, Commissioners, they want to have staggered terms. I just can't remember if we're 1, 2, or 3 years. I believe ours was 1.
I don't believe so. I thought it was
I
3.
think it was 3.
Yeah.
It's one of those 3 options, but then it'll stagger and you'll reappoint at that time.
So you think it'll be
whichever it
3
is.
years?
Yeah,
the
John's
expression of
memory might be
interest?
better than mine on that. I haven't looked at it in a while.
It'll say that on the expression of interest so that the public understands what they're,
We'll work through that process.
right,
yes.
okay.
Will the public also understand the job description on the Board of Trustees for the technical school?
Yeah.
I believe we'll have to add some additional information
Yeah.
as far as their requirements there.
We'll get all that we can from the school to help illustrate what that's about so that they know that.
Okay.
To date, we haven't received all of that information, but this is our beginning process to see how you'd like to move forward.
Any other questions of staff? Public comment? Bring it back to the commission for action.
Mayor Vanir, I would move that we give approval to solicit expression of interest forms for the raw water supply study group and the Salina Area Technical School.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve, to solicit expression of interest forms for the raw water supply study in the Salina Area Technical School. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes 5-0.
Kind of short, and by now I should know how to do this by heart, but I don't. So I'm going to read exactly what's on here. Mayor Vanir, I move to adjourn to executive session for 20 minutes to discuss personnel matters involving non-elected personnel and reconvene in this room at 4:43?
Close enough.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Right. 4:43. Right?
Close enough.
Is there a second?
Second, yeah.
Yeah, 4:38.
Can't see.
4:38.
Been moved and seconded to
4:40.
adjourn to executive session. Is there any action anticipated?
No, there's not.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're in executive session.